Do you have the best style?
Yes, absolutely. I'll rank myself. Razul is definitely two. Razul is definitely two.
When you lose so many guys off of last year's defense, I mean, 5 of those guys were taken in the top 4 rounds of the draft. Who fills some of those slots? Who steps up and replaces all that was lost?
That's a question we're still trying to figure out. We got a lot of young guys we're bringing in, a lot of transfers. So that's a question we're trying to figure out, but we'll definitely be ready game one.
Are there some names that you can see being just a couple of them that yourself included that need to be stepping up?
I would say probably transfer linebackers. Like Sean Murphy, he's coming in being a great guy for us in the linebacker room. So that's one guy. And then a lot of the young guys stepping up. So there's really no telling how it is going now.
Does it piss you guys off at all that the whole narrative around the defense is what you have to replace?
It's tough, because we did lose a lot of guys. But like I said, like I told him, we'll be ready game one. It's definitely it's tough when you losing guys in the second round, third round. Those are key guys, vocal guys. We got a lot of young guys stepping in now, so I think we'll be fine.
Considering the relationship you had with Nick and the way you guys worked so well together back there, how much will you miss him?
I miss him a lot. I missed him since the day he left. Since the last game. So that's my boy. But it's a new season. I have to establish a relationship with Payton or another safety that comes in the game, whatever. So it's different. It's different for the whole defense now, but Nick is definitely one I miss, though.
How well did y'all communicate? I mean, I know you communicated well, but how did you guys communicate so well? How did it work so well between you?
It worked so well because, we're from the same area, South Carolina, coming in together as well, being those two guys that, played freshman year together, sophomore, junior year, we just established that relationship over time. So, that's time that can't be replaced, obviously, but, it's something that, we've cherished a lot, and, we have one of the strongest relationships now.
And what was it like to see Nick, another Columbia guy, go to the NFL in such a high round, draft pick? What does that do for you?
It boosts my confidence because seeing it, Columbia, you're not really seeing a lot of guys probably taken out of Columbia like that. They're from other states or whatever, or other cities. But, just seeing that the hard work we put in together, it's definitely something that boosts your confidence a lot.
What did November teach you about what's possible?
Can you say it again?
What did the month of November teach you guys about what's possible?
Well, in the locker room, we live by they remember November. So, how we finish the season. But hopefully we're looking to starting off that way so that can lead on through the whole season, But November is definitely a huge month for us, because it goes into the next season, which this season is now how we finished in November. So, just having that confidence going into next season was the main thing.
When you think about your first day as a Gamecock and leading till now, how have you grown as a person and as a player in your time at South Carolina?
Becoming more vocal. Coming down wasn't really that vocal. I was a quiet guy, just kind of coming in, playing ball, listening to what I'm told. But now that I know a lot, being more vocal, leading the younger guys, even the transfers, even just making sure everybody on the same page. Because if we're not on the same page, we can't be a successful team if everybody's not on the same page.
When did you kind of feel that way about yourself?
I felt that guy going into my sophomore year, actually, because, I knew the playbook from the top to bottom. So just as I gained more confidence, knowing the playbook more, I became more vocal.
What was the most impressive thing Lenore Sellers did this spring?
The most impressive thing? He did a lot of impressive things, but just his accuracy, man. Like, I would say how accurate he is now. He reminds me of Spencer Rattler a lot now, just how accurate Spence was. How he can, I'll say, read defenses. That as well. He's getting better at that. So, just certain tendencies Spence picked up on, he's starting to do now. So it's just something that happened good this spring.
What's it mean to you to be one of the 3 guys that Coach Beamer brought with him here this morning?
It's an honor because, a lot of people can't come to it. Like you said, only 3. So it's definitely an honor. The work I put in, he sees it. So just the type of guy I'm in the locker room as well, he sees it. So it's a huge honor.
You get a behind-the-scenes look at Lenore's, and a lot of the talk today is, man, he's stepping into a greater level of expectation heading into this year. How do you sense he's handling it with the behind-the-scenes look that you have?
Behind the scenes, a lot of things people don't see is how great of a leader he is in the locker room. He makes sure that guys are on time. If they have walkthroughs or something, he's always the first one in there, working out on the field, he's always one of the first ones to finish. So, just seeing that every day, man, it's contagious, the young guys pick up on it, the older guys pick up on it as well. So it's definitely a contagious feeling, and, he's got better since last year, he's more vocal as well.
You mentioned Peyton Williams. What did you see from him in spring practice and really the rest of those guys working to replace Nick and Minwari?
Peyton stepped up a lot. He showed flashes in certain games last year, and the year before that as well when we played Tennessee. So he's definitely stepped up a lot. One of those vet guys, he knows the playbook as well. He just had, Nick in front of him. So now I think it's his time to shine. He can step up for us huge this year.
Is there a quarterback or an offense or a team you look forward to playing this year?
I'm looking forward to playing everybody. I'm looking forward to playing everybody. Every game is an honor to play in the SEC as well. So, every game is important to me.
How do you balance in your mind how close this team was to being in the college football playoff and doing things that have never been done before? For as great as last year was, how much does it bother you how close you were?
It's heartbreaking, coming up that short, so it just shows you how one or two plays can really change your season. So just going out there, focus on the small details, how we preach every day in the facility, just small details, and you have to do them because small details lead us not to being in the playoffs last year. So it's definitely heartbreaking, and we think about it a lot as well.
DQ, a lot of times we hear that quarterbacks need to have amnesia, especially after bad plays. What about in the secondary?
Oh, yeah.
How have you been able to embrace that type of mindset?
Quarterback and DB, the same thing, in my opinion, when it comes to what you said, amnesia. Bad plays happen. When they happen, you have to be able to bounce back. Next play mentality, because if not, it's gonna lead on the whole game, and it's gonna be in your head, and you can't play to your full potential how you want to play. So it's definitely something you have to have.
Yeah, how do you guys support each other as a secondary overall?
We know plays happen, so we bounce back from it. We all believe each other. We see what we do in practice. We all got recruited here for a reason. So just we all have the potential to really do good things. So just knowing what everybody's potential is, knowing what we can do, we are confident in each other. We just bounce back from it, lean on each other.
Where do you think you've improved this offseason?
Becoming more vocal, leading the younger guys. Because we're going to need them, in my opinion. We're going to need the young guys to step up and be huge contributors to our team this year. So being vocal.
Being on the other side of the field, what did you see out of Rasul in the spring and now going into the summer here?
Tough runner, but he can make you miss as well. One of those guys, one of those vet guys that have played a lot of ball. So he's making me a better open field tackler as well. When he breaks open field plays, I have to tackle him. So, it's no better than that.
Where did the whole free Sewell thing start for you guys?
It started after a workout. I would say like a month ago. We had finished a hard workout and somebody broke it down. After that, we just all started saying it.
What does he mean to you guys in his few months here on campus?
He means a lot. He brings a lot of confident, hard working, just a strong mentality to the locker room. We all want. And, he's bringing it to a running back room where we lost. Obviously Rocket Sanders, but he's picking up where Rocket left, and he's one of those guys we're gonna need this year.
At what point in the offseason were you like, all right, enough with practice, let's get on the field?
Oh, I'll say since day one. I've been ready to play since the season ended. So I'm just ready to play. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm ready to play.
All right.
Great,
Thank
you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.